Hello, I hope y'all are in good spirits. I just saw something on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, and I saw something very classy. Um, I was very impressed um, about how Coleman Domingo is handling this whole thing about the Kang recast. That should never happen. Um, I hope Coleman Domingo, John Boyega, um, Denzel Washington, John David Washington. Um, I hope they all pass on the Kane character. And I can tell you why. Um, I'm coming to you late at night. I just said, you know what? Why not? Um, I think there should be no black actor to play Kane in Hollywood. I think black indie actors should not play Kane at all. Um, I'll tell you why. Um, the way Jonathan Majors was handled at Disney is actually, well, was actually very unprofessional. Um, there is a there is a YouTube um, fandom group, and they are wonderful. I love them. They're called Planet Fanatics, and I wrote them something, and I almost wrote them a book. Almost wrote them a book. Please go by Planet Fanatics. They are passionate about their fandom. Um, they have a so-so stance for the whole Jonathan Majors thing. They're so-so, and there's nothing wrong with that. They don't have to like what I like. There's nothing wrong with that. It's good. Okay, we're good with that. But let me tell you what I wrote. Um, the question was da 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 da. Coleman Domingo, basically says that he had been trying to talk to Marvel for a long time. Me personally, I would love to see Coleman Domingo play G.W. Bridge whenever they bring the X Men in. Now that would work, but um, we see the media right now um, using trying to use black actors. Because Mr. Hawkins, I'm glad you gave that response for the man in my basement, Corey Hawkins. That was really classy. Um, I see the media right now trying to get black male actors to fight Jonathan Majors. And I'm so glad, and I have to now say I'm happy, and I want all my black actors, entertainers, to stand up and take a bow because you all didn't fall for the bait. You all didn't take the bait. You all I said fall for the bait, but you all didn't take the bait. Uh, you didn't get played. You were not hoodwinked by that power play because that power play meant that you were supposed to be mad at Jonathan Majors and then, you know, the powers that be elevate you. But then once you're elevated, 5 or 6 years from now, you look cheap because you had to use somebody as a stepping stone to get to where you had to go. And karma's still real. So karma keeps better receipts than Hollywood. But what I wrote, I'm getting there. I said exactly. Marvel really did Jonathan Majors dirty, and this is not in chronological order, but roll with me. Um, they changed the ending to Quantum Mania. The ending was going to be somewhat darker, and they gave it that Swiss Family Robinson ending. Um, they didn't honor his appeal process. Suddenly, they just fired him. I thought that was very tacky. They could have honored his appeal process. They did not. This is not in order. They fired him minutes after that shady verdict. Um, that looked really tacky. That didn't look like they were swift to hold him accountable. That looked like they had been planning that all along. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Um, they blame Quantum Mania failure. They blame Quantum Mania. Yeah, they blame Quantum Mania's failure on Jonathan Majors. This makes me laugh because if you get on the internet, you will see where critics praise Jonathan Majors. I saw the movie. I said this a million times. I'm not an Ant Man fan where I'm going to go to the movies and see it. Um, but because I had known of Jonathan Major's previous work in Lovecraft Country, um, I was like, okay, let me see how this is gonna be. He's gonna up the ante with this. I know he's gonna bring it, and I was hoping he was gonna bring it, and he brought it. The problem is the movie had a horrible ending, and they, in my opinion, watered down Kang. So that's not his fault. That's somebody else's fault. But it was all his fault apparently. It's Jonathan Major's fault that we had the Vietnam War. Measles. Jonathan Majors caused everybody to have measles. Yeah, stomach viruses. That's Jonathan Majors' fault. Global warming. Yeah. Um, I'm hearing right now that the sun is giving off solar flares. The sun is giving off intense solar flares, and you know why? Because it's Jonathan Major's fault. He caused the sun to give off intense solar flares. He did all of that. Trust me. Um, Potholes in your cities, all cities. That's Jonathan Major's fault too. It's starting to get stale, y'all. Um, yeah, they blame Quantumania on him, and then they lie. And everybody was on the internet calling Marvel out on this. They lied and said they planned to let him go earlier after there was not a huge success from Quantum Mania. Um, Go to the Dre Max show on that because I'm not going to sit up in here and talk about that. He did an excellent job of breaking that down last week. Um, Go check him out. He really he's killing it in my opinion. Him, Lauren Victoria Burke, Danny Does Law, and you cannot forget Matlock's daughter, Kat. You cannot forget her other grandfather is Perry Mason. You cannot forget Kat. Wow, I mean, like in depth. Um, Go check those people out if you want to find out more about the Jonathan Majors case. Don't go to some comedians are meant to make you laugh. If you want substance, go to the people I just told you about. They do a better job than mainstream media news outlets. That's really, really sad. But hey, if you want to find out about the Congo, you have to get on. Uh, you have to get online. You have to get on X if you want to find about the tragedy and the travesty of the genocide in the Congo. But I'm gonna keep it light. But for real, go research the Congo. For real, go research the Congo. But yeah, they were saying, oh, we were going to let him go early. No, you would. No, you would. I just wonder what kind of PR situation Disney has, because and I don't want to dig this up because I'm glad she's shining right now. I love Brie Larson. I do. I really do. And her art helped me to understand my mother more. And I love the place she's in. But I didn't see a lot of intervention from Marvel forehand. And I'll just leave it at that. Because that woman did absolutely nothing wrong. Um, Nothing wrong. But I see some people who Marvel just left out there. Um, and that's about all I had to say. Is it? No, it's not. Oh, um, I'm sensing a presence at Marvel. I heard the leak about Black Panther 3. About I don't want to say this because I don't want Ryan Coogler coming after me. Uh, but it has been said that the mantle will be passed to Tucson. Um, um, hmm. Um, unless they age Tucson up, uh, um, I'm quiet because I'm trying to. I like Ryan Coogler, so I'm just gonna say that. But as for Disney, um, I stated when I talked to when I mentioned on Planet Fanatics website, Marvel slash Disney slash Hollywood has a problem with masculine straight black male characters slash actors. I should have also put up um, on facts that Marvel slash Disney slash Hollywood has a problem with black alpha males and their characters. They have a problem with that. Um, but I was saying that's why it's so hard to recast T'Challa. Um, get the Blade movie out. Um, and I know Mahershala Ali will kill it. I know he'll do a great job. But I hope Mahershala Ali is given more creative control. Blade is an alpha male character. So is T'Challa. Um, Marvel, don't water him down. Okay? Don't water him down. You show me with Jonathan Majors, you have issues with black masculine males. You show me that. But anyway, let me start over. That's why it's so hard to recast T'Challa, get the Blade movie out, and the fake outrage over Jonathan Majors getting a petty misdemeanor, which led to the unnecessary firing of Jonathan Majors. Um, that's ugly, y'all. And I guess people say you have all these issues having why people are treating Jonathan Majors because I know that's the beginning. That's the tip of the iceberg to a lot more mess we will see. If what mainstream media did to Jonathan Majors was they went ahead and they made sure they wanted to try to destroy his image off of things like that Coretta statement. Y'all find out about the context of the Coretta statement. Then you had Judas, and my friends know who Judas is. She was up there crying, and which I felt like were on cue. Those tears were on cue, and that won sympathy from, I guess you could say, some feminists. I say some feminists. No, I'm gonna say that was explained to me. That won sympathy from toxic feminists because I've had some feminists get me together and say, no, I'm a feminist, but I also pay attention to the law and I also know about fake abuse. And I'm also aware of that. And they had to get me together on that. So maybe I can get y'all together on that. But mainstream media really took those two things and they wanted to destroy this man's character. And I'm glad I went down the rabbit hole. And it was a good rabbit hole filled with facts. Facts that attorneys agree on. Not, and I love, I go to comic shops. I do. But I love that attorneys who have been in business for years, basically said, this is a misdemeanor. It does not go to trial. So something very political was going on. So, you know, I'm looking at this whole thing as to how the media distorted Jonathan Majors and brought him down as sheer disgust. Um, it's disgusting to me, and I see that he will not be the only one. But I went on to say, hold on. Let me back it up just a little bit more. Not that far back. But let me back it up a little bit more. Uh, that it's time for fans to voice their opinion. Um, this is a power play done in plain sight. And, this is not a 1970s blaxploitation movie. As, they and them. And there's no they and them. We see Marvel has difficulty recasting T'Challa. Um, I'm not going to blame that on Nate Moore, and I'm not going to blame it on Ryan Coogler. I blame Disney. I do. I may not even blame Kevin Feige. I blame the whole the non-recasting of T'Challa really on those above Feige, Moore, and Coogler. So she dreads me. Like I told you, I don't have a problem with Ryan Coogler. But I see some nasty stuff going on up at the top of a Disney toward Jonathan Majors. Maybe they didn't like his look, but if we're talking about art and drama and doing the job of displaying a character, and you all scream diversity, 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 you shouldn't have one damn problem with Jonathan Majors, unless there's something else going on. And I've called y'all on that because y'all really look racist. The way this man was done, as I had earlier stated, y'all really look racist. And I don't think a black actor in Hollywood should play Kang. And I think that the Disney company really needs to go somewhere, and they need to clean themselves up. You look horrible. You look horrible firing this man over a shady, I did say shady, a shady misdemeanor. You look horrible firing this man over a shady misdemeanor. You get a ticket, you do community service. And I do say shady because his injuries was not allowed in the courtroom. His injury sheet, it was not allowed in the courtroom. That doesn't look good. And I'm looking at Disney and I'm saying to myself, if his pictures of the pictures of his injuries were not allowed in the courtroom, Disney, you all have attorneys, I'm sure. Why didn't y'all pick up on that? Why didn't y'all see that as a red flag? Well, how are they gonna sit up here and say it's what's the word they used? Reckless assault. How are they gonna come to reckless assault? But then his injuries were not used in the case. I'm gonna notice this and see this, but Disney, you all have all those attorneys and they can't. But you're going to be swift about firing this man. If there's something I messed up, if there's something I'm missing, if there's something that's not making sense to you all, please let me know. I'm serious. Let me know. I'm not I'm not God. I'm not Jesus. I'm not perfect. But seems to me if he has a reckless assault dealing with that ends up being a misdemeanor, which means it's accidental. assault, which, he accidentally assaulted this woman while she was attacking him. And there's proof she was attacking him from his injuries, because there are pictures of his injuries online. You all can go to Google, you can find it there. There are pictures of the injuries online. So, that was not used. Disney, shouldn't some of your attorneys find that kind of shady? That something's not right? Somebody please respond to me on that. Hey, that could be somebody right now. But I'm that good. But, I'm like, somebody respond to me on that. That's really, really strange that Disney, with all the power that they have, they freak out over a misdemeanor. That's really strange. And I know how the case was put on TV. Another thing, the media had the case. Cameras should have been in the courtroom. We should have had cameras in the courtroom for Jonathan Majors case, and the police audio. Everybody should have heard the police audio. There's so many inconsistencies that I see that I know everyone else see. But then we're going to sit in front of our computer screens, or we're going to, clean the house and listen to the news, and we'll get mainstream media completely leave out this man's injuries, completely leave out that this man said he was attacked. And we barely heard about what the driver said, because everything happened between three people. So, and then there's no cameras in the courtroom. There's so many faults on this case. My point is, I'm looking at Disney and I'm like, where were y'all's attorneys? Reassuring y'all that this is a misdemeanor. I mean, are you working with someone trying to make sure Jonathan Majors doesn't look good? I mean, you tell me, are you working with that person? Are you doing that? Because how are you helping? Because he got fired pretty fast. And I look at other black actors and I'm like, do you want to be next in line? And then here comes the worst thing. They may want to rehire Jonathan Majors and then reduce his roles. See, I've been seeing all this stuff on the internet about, we're going to move away from the King dynasty. Yeah, because you look guilty as hell. What you need to do is, you need to get some good PR people. And as shady as that situation looked, because if Jonathan Majors wanted to hit that woman, did y'all see Creed? If he wanted to be volatile, if he was a volatile person, she would have had blatant, visible injuries. And that tells me that he is a man who doesn't believe in hitting women. If he wanted to go ahead and do damage, it wouldn't be, well, is it over here? Is it over there? Or, it wouldn't. That would not have happened. So, what I'm seeing is, I'm just seeing a complete breakdown of things. I'm seeing a complete breakdown of things. But if I'm rambling a little bit, but hold on. But you all need to, Disney, you all need to go and you all need to clean your mess up. And I'm hoping there are black people who say, nah, if it's called Avengers 5, we need to Netflix and chill. I'm hoping a bunch of black people, I had a thing called, you just take the day off and do whatever you want to do that day. I'm hoping black people have a silent boycott. I am. I'm hoping black people have a silent boycott, because the way this was done with Majors, that could have been John David Washington. That could have been Corey Hawkins. That could have been Coleman Domingo. It could be a formula. We could have a formula to this, because this whole situation is very, very weird. how a damn near multi billion-dollar company gets scared and fires their actor quickly because you lied. You weren't planning to get away from Jonathan Majors. Everybody can see that. But you fired this man so quickly. I mean, it's like y'all turned yellow and y'all ran the hell on. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I call foul. There's something really going on with this. There's something much more going on with this. And black people, leave that Coretta crap at home. Find the context of that. I want y'all to leave the Coretta crap alone. I'm sorry. I want you to leave that Coretta crap alone. I want y'all to leave him dating white women alone. I've said millions of times. All the black people had a problem with Jonathan Majors dating a white woman in the past. Um, if you felt that way, you shouldn't have watched the Super Bowl because that Super Bowl is filled with players who are either married to white women or have dated white women. And they may actually be in a happy relationship with the white women they're with. That's their business. But this whole interracial outrage, black people, y'all need to grow up. You can't control anybody. If you do, I'm scared of you. And I'm looking at the whole these wannabe feminists. I really want y'all to get a clue and realize y'all enabled a person to y'all enabled a fake victim, and you enabled a person, in my opinion, um, to further their alcoholism. You didn't come at this particular person saying, well, they need to get help. They have a problem with drinking. I never once heard that. I never once heard that statement in this situation. And I'm talking about on my end. I'm talking about when I went online and I'm trying to go ahead and I'm trying to go ahead and buy a figure, that's reduced, and suddenly I have to see a advertisement of a story about Grace Jabari in peril, and I'm like, then you find out the context. I'm just looking at this whole thing. I'm like, we really got hoodwinked as a whole because this case has nothing to do with any feminist movement. The Majors case had nothing to do with any feminist movement. The case really had nothing to do with actually anything interracial. I'm popular. It had nothing to do with anything interracial. The case really, to me, looked very political, and it looked like it gave Disney an out not to have a superb actor continue as Kang. And then we're supposed to, ooh, who's going to be Kang? And I wish a bunch of black actors who are well established would get in a room and stand up, looking elegant and nice, and say, none of our damn asses. No one needs to take on that role with the conditions and the environment Disney created. Y'all did some raggedy stuff. Y'all did some raggedy stuff. And then what's even worse, then you try to do it on a sly, you're trying to blame dude, and you're trying to, oh, we meant to do other. No, it looks like you didn't want him there from the beginning, and you couldn't tell him no. And then somebody actually said, we don't like his features, which is tacky, because that's colorism. If you don't like a black person's features, and that can apply to black people also. Disney, I think y'all need to get it together. I think you need to rehire this man. If you don't rehire this man, I'm hoping there are some black people that will call you out also and not buy your stuff. You failed with the whole recast T'Challa thing. You failed horribly. Um, you're failing with this Blade movie. You're failing with the Blade movie, and you failed also with the whole King Dynasty. That's y'all's PR mess. You need to go ahead and look in the mirror and accept the fact that you created a mess. You let a misdemeanor scare the hell out of you. Now, my thing is, you know, I don't want to say that, but you all look, you've been looking guilty for a long, long time. Um, I think you need to hire this man back. Um, I think y'all need to look in your what if y'all have human resources? Y'all look in your human resources department. Y'all look in your PR departments. Y'all need to look into some things. Um, I'm glad Jonathan Major's PR people dropped him because um, they don't look good right now. They don't look good. Um, and that's the story for another day. But they don't really look good. But Disney, y'all look even worse. It's amazing how one actor trying to climb the mountain and trying to get to the top of the mountain because of his love for art has actually exposed so many things. He's exposed um, injustice in Manhattan. He has actually unintentionally exposed um, very racist look at Disney because, and I keep saying racist. Everybody's like, "Why are you saying racist?" Um, I'm going to put something down below of the actors who have worked for Disney and they stayed employed. Am I mad at those actors? No. One of those actors, it hurt me so bad I prayed for that actor, and I'm glad that actor is doing well. Um, but, and I'm not trying to throw these men under the bus, but Disney, you were there. You were there. Why were you not there for Jonathan Majors? And then I'm also looking at mainstream media. Why are you trying to make us forget about Jonathan Majors? I mean, really, no more Jedi mind tricks. Please, please, no more Jedi mind tricks. Um, wow. The media has, in my opinion, really tried to make us forget about Jonathan Majors, and they want to publicly punish this man publicly. And I'm looking like nobody really cares. And you're just drilling this and drilling this. And the public is looking like it's a misdemeanor. And the so called person you said was a victim looked like a predator chasing someone. So the public is like, hey, that looks kind of shady to me. Then we got to go and we got to get some stuff from Yale. And I'm like, I don't care about stuff people did in their 20s. Because nobody does anything right in their 20s. I'm trying to remember what Bette Midler said. Bette Midler made a statement where she said, I think it was one movie. Was it your 20s and 30s? Is it your 20s is the age where you have sex with all the wrong people? Wait, she said, is it, okay, let me get it right. Your 20s is the age where you have sex with all the wrong people, and your 30s and 40s is when you realize it. So nobody really had it together in their early 20s. Nobody really did. There's probably a few people who did. I'm sure they'll cut up and show they behind in their 40s and 50s because when you work for the public, you see a lot of that. But I'm looking at this. I'm like, no, this is where you take the mop and you clean up your mess. Because in trying to avoid Jonathan Majors, I'm starting to see where you get a lot of mess on your hands. You were not there. You look unprofessional. And then you're trying to piggyback on mainstream media. Because actually, in my opinion, mainstream media, I said this before, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but hey, you got me on tape, so I can't help but sound like a broken record. Mainstream media, you failed. You failed when it came to that Jonathan Majors case. You failed. And I think the main reason why you failed is because I believe mainstream media in Hollywood, here's a word for you today, you have Afro-testosterophobia. You all did not give a doggone about Jonathan Majors when he was doing smaller indie films, when he was even his physical appearance, when his appearance was more skinny, you all didn't care. But time the dude did Creed 3, you all flipped the hell out. And I remember reading in one comment section where a guy said, I could tell he was a black male also. He said, I knew this was going to happen to somebody in the Creed 3 movie. I didn't know if it was going to be Michael B. Jordan or Jonathan Majors, but when you get two black masculine men together in a movie, the media is going to find fault with it somehow. And the dude, hey, he saw the writing on the wall. But I'm looking at this whole thing, and instead of you all making Jonathan Majors look bad, as time goes by, mainstream media, you look raggedy yourself. Mainstream media, you can even tell us the good things Joe Biden has done. You can tell us the good things the president has done. You can't even point out his accomplishments. Do you want Joe Biden to fail? I mean, is that where we're going? Mainstream media, do you want Joe Biden to fail? I don't. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't. I don't want Joe Biden to fail. You may say you're being biased. No, I really don't want Joe Biden to fail. But mainstream media, I'm looking at you. This man has went out here and eliminated student loan debt. He's set up here and he's made more jobs. I don't see a lot of that being played up. The only thing I can rely on y'all to do is y'all don't say anything about the Congo. You say nothing about the genocide in the Congo. Y'all can't even cover that. But you can sure cover some measly recording of some random chick trying to tell about Jonathan Majors and Coretta Scott King. Y'all got that covered. But all those black melanated people over there in the Congo, being disposed of, we get about this much coverage. No, you all should be over there. You all should be doing that. You all should have some coverage of that. I should see a little more coverage about what Joe Biden is doing. I hate to say it, but kudos to The View. They will at least mention the beneficial things the Biden administration has done. I just see failures. I do. I see failures. I see failures from mainstream media. I see failures actually in the Manhattan DA department. That looks so shady and petty. I see failures in Disney as a company. I really do. And I've heard for years, oh, Disney has, racial issues. I've heard it for years. I'm like, well, hey, look at what country we live in. You're going to have racial issues wherever you go. But wow, you guys really just put it all the way out there where it's pretty obvious. My hats off to John Boyega. I'm not mad at dude. I'm really not mad at dude. But I'm ranting right now. I am. And I'm loving it. Because somebody really needs to know the score of the game. This whole thing y'all been doing, mainstream media / Disney, with the power plays you've been doing, trying to look for I think one time they had Jonathan Majors getting a parking ticket. And I forgot about it. But I'm like, who the hell really cares? But we're going to show Jonathan Majors get that parking ticket, but we're not going to talk about job growth under Biden. We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about lives in the Congo being enslaved. We're not going to talk about that. But Jonathan Majors got his parking ticket. God got him for that. Now we need to be out there. God got him for that. I really want y'all to go somewhere. I really want y'all to go somewhere. Mainstream media. I really want y'all to um, get it together. Um, wipe your behind. Disney, I need you really to wipe your behind because these things I just called out. I mean, I can see that. Imagine the people who are behind the scenes and what they can see. That must really be messed up. I wanted this to go on long on purpose because there's a lot that should have been said. But I really get tired of if I'm trying to talk to somebody on X, if I'm trying to talk to somebody on Facebook, I get this annoying Jonathan Majors is being replaced, like that's supposed to mean something, ad that pops up. And another thing about these people like The Guardian and I want to say New York Times, I'm not sure about throwing petty stones. I'm not sure about them. Um, y'all had a problem with Prince, so I don't even got some problems with Prince. I remember when he was doing what's that, Emancipation, somewhere between Emancipation and the Crystal Ball set. Y'all had problems with Prince. I was really done with y'all then. But my point is that y'all have really been doing a raggedy job. Y'all been doing a raggedy job. It's really sad. And you're trying to strut around here and act like you're being so professional when you're a dumpster fire. I mean, that's just how I see mainstream media now. You need maybe we shouldn't be replacing Jonathan Majors. Mainstream media, maybe we should be replacing you. Um, maybe we should be replacing you. When I look at the Roland Martins, when I look at the Lauren Victoria Burks, when I look at people like that who know what they're talking about, um, it's sad when I look at. And it's not sad because I say that she's sad, but when I look at people like Kat, who goes in there and she's just being, hey, it's all about, it's all about the business. It's all about the information, and I'm not picking sides. I'm just going to tell you what's screwed up. Completely impartial. I'm going to just tell you what's screwed up. They're doing a better job than you are, mainstream media. They're covering things better than you are. I mean, you guys have, and then you go, you go to YouTube, and we got comedians talking about Coretta Scott King, and I'm like, again, it, it's real. Like I said, no more, please, no more, please. Um, Either somebody is pulling a power play, or mainstream media, Disney, you are the most incompetent people holding your jobs. Maybe you all need to be switched out and do us, the American public, a favor. We deserve to get my hat on. We deserve to hear factual information. Okay, we deserve journalistic integrity. We deserve that. We're not getting it. We're getting who shacked up with who, and we're getting he hurt my feelings. And there's a place for that. There's a place for that. That's Tamron Hall. You can do that on Tamron Hall, but you can't. You can do that on The View. You can do that. They are media, but you can do that. But my goodness, everybody can't be Tamron Hall, and everybody can't be The View. I want y'all to get it together. And black people, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Um, it may be time to bounce. Um, it may be time to go to another um, entertainment chain. It may be time to do something else. Um, the writing's on the wall. We got the situation with Jonathan Majors that happened. If he completely disappears, there will be others to disappear also. And I don't want to name actors' names like I did a little bit before, because I like to see people succeed, and I like to see people grow. I like to see my people succeed and grow. I do. That's why I start off saying, Coleman Domingo is a classy guy. And I think Jonathan Majors is a great man who wants things out of life, and ain't nothing wrong with you wanting things out of life. I think Corey Hawkins is a man who is aspiring to conquer um, his goals. I think that's wonderful, and I think John David Washington is following in his is creating his own footsteps and will stand alongside his father, Denzel Washington. See, I want people to grow. I want people to do well. I'm strange like that. But what I've been seeing here lately, I'm seeing the beginning of a trend and a formula to destroy a star. Black people, if they destroy black stars, who do you have to see? I want you to think about that. If y'all get any questions or anything like that, let me know. Keep it nice. Keep it nice. I will hand you your ass. Keep it nice, okay? Keep it nice. I'll gut punch that ass. I'm not playing. I love the Lord. I do. I love the Lord. But the Lord will let me check somebody, and I will gut punch that ass. Because the Lord wants me to love people, but the Lord wants me to love myself first. Just letting you know. But I needed to say this. I've been running all around this week. But I needed to say this. I want you all, I want black people, I want you to be more critical. Just because I'm like Stan Lee, just because 5 or 6 people said this, and I'm repeating myself on purpose, just because 5 or 6 people said something, that does not mean it's true. Look into it, investigate it. We have no we have no media investigators anymore. We have the National Enquirer now. Black people, look into things. Look underneath. Look underneath the covers of the book. Read the pages. Find out what's going on. Boycott if need be. If somebody can't represent you a certain way, if somebody's going to give you um, some material where it has you looking crazy, don't go to it. Don't eat the plate that's placed in front of you. Push the plate back. Do that. I want my black people to just say, you know what? I don't like the way this looks. You can't recast T'Challa. I don't want to go to the movie theaters. The Blade movie comes out and it has Mahershala Ali not looking good. I want y'all to say we want Mahershala Ali in another picture, but we're mad at the studio for having him look that way. I want black people to rethink Jonathan Majors and look underneath the covers of the book when it comes to Jonathan Majors. There's a lot going on. You slept through. Now I got to pull some from Wendy and Lisa. You slept through the book because the cover made sense. I want you all, black people, rethink Jonathan Majors. Go back. Go to Cat. Pull up Dre Mag. Pull up Chillmonger. Pull up some people who will make you ask some questions. You may be happy you did. Be completely aware that we're being played. And until we can own our own mainstream media, be aware of the media tricks. Y'all stay safe. I love all y'all tribes. And I'm going to try and love all of my tribes. I want you to love all of your tribes. We're going to put our tribes together. And we're going to spread some love. You can tell I'm a little drowsy. I'm going to keep it real. But y'all stay safe. Love all your tribes.